Good morning. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie. Every Friday here on 1150 AM KCNW, I'll be introducing you to fascinating people, fun places to visit, and activities are guaranteed to lift my spirits, because today that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some spirit-lifting activities. And joining me in the studio this morning, on location, is Marcus Ellinger. Where are we?
We are in, as you so nicely put it, the Nerd Studio. Yes, of the Nerd Room. We would call it the Nerd Room. Yes, because it's filled with nerdy stuff.
And who's co-hosting with us?
Jeremiah Johnson.
He's here with me, as always.
In the Nerdbuzzed
in the Nerd Room.
And so I did your show a week or two ago.
Yep.
Because time flies. I don't know where I've been. But that was a lot of fun.
And we can, I think, is it safe to say that you're officially at least somewhat of a nerd now?
I think so.
Yes.
I think I am a nerd. I didn't know you have to go through the what is it called? The gauntlet? I don't get
the initiation.
All the tests and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm officially a nerd, and I like it.
And proud of it.
I am proud. I'm the nerdess.
Yes, that's true. I like it. Nerdess. I haven't heard that. I like it. Up.
So let's give the listeners some histories of how you started this, Marcus.
All right. Well, first off, our show is called Nerdbuzzed. It's a podcast, and it's the podcast where we talk about all the nerdy stuff that we care about. And we drink a cool frosty beer while we're doing it.
Yep.
And with me as always,
Jeremiah Johnson.
Yeah.
As we're saying it.
That's how we start out every show. It pretty much sums up what our show's about. We talk about anything nerdy that we feel like talking about for that week. We do it every week. We try to release it on Monday.
Yep.
And every week we drink a different beer.
Yep. I think it was about a month and a half ago. I went to trivia night. And
yes.
You were there. And we friended each other on Facebook.
Yep.
And then I saw your studio.
Every time. It makes me smile every time you say that.
I'm like, hey, we could do a show on location about beer. And you're like, bring it on.
Yeah. No,
totally.
Definitely. And we actually won trivia night that night. A little bit of tidbit for everybody out there.
You guys always win. I'm going to start hanging out with you on trivia night. So, first of all, I want to know what inspired you to actually get this party started?
Well, it all started pretty much over drinking beer and hanging out.
Drinking beer and hanging out at the
one of the many places we
go. Many places in town. No, the fire hall.
Oh, fire hall.
Yeah.
Leatherheads?
Yeah,
Leatherheads.
It just reopened, actually.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we were down there hanging out and we
talking Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, of which is one of the nerdiest things ever. We won't bring that up right now. It's too nerdy for...
It's going to go over my head.
Yes.
So, the Stanwood area is what we're talking about in Camino Island.
Yes.
Right off I-5 between Mount Vernon and Everett. There's this little town called Stanwood.
Yep. Don't blink or you'll miss it.
Or it'll be gone.
Yeah.
And then it leads, it's a gateway to Camino Island.
Yes.
And they just have a new brewery opening, and it's called Naked City Brewing.
Yes. The beer. I'm excited. Can we get to the beer? I'm
so,
excited
Jeremiah, you start with the beer party.
It's Naked City Brewing. They're out of Seattle. They have a very film noir style to their theme and everything that they do. They've just recently opened up a brew pub on the island. So you brought this for us. You got this from them.
Yep, they're sponsoring your show. Or our show.
Yeah.
Forget where I'm at right now.
Yep, you're in the Nerd Room, but it's your show.
Yeah.
We're being sponsored by, like, osmosis here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the Easy Island Blonde Ale, specifically brewed for the Camino market. So that's pretty kind of cool. It's 5%, and it's obviously a blonde.
Yeah. You got it right here.
And she knows Amber.
So,
Yes.
Yeah. So,
you'd have to watch the other show. Let's give them a little, like, the nerdbuzz.com.
Yes,
Yep,
please do.
nerdbuzz.com.
Go to nerdbuzz.com where you can like, share, and subscribe, watch all of our videos and episodes, and you can watch them 100% free, as opposed to...
Any other percentage of free.
That's right.
Okay, so what are we going to do with the beer first?
So first off, we look at it and appreciate its visual beauty.
Which this
It's beautiful.
It is
crystal
very-
clear.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
It is golden, pale straw color. Actually, more than golden.
So technical, I love it.
Yes. It is clear. It is like Pilsner-esque clears.
Yes. And then we smell it.
And we smell it. So as the listeners are driving down the road, it is not 8 a.m. Just so you know that we pre-recorded this show. I'm not drinking at 8 a.m. It's like 6 o'clock, right?
So,
Oh, yeah. It's a bad idea
okay.
to drink at 8 a.m.
Yeah, no.
Unless you've stayed up all night drinking, you don't drink at 8 a.m.
No.
History lesson.
Yeah.
Lesson.
Yeah.
Nerdbuzz started in the morning.
Yes, yeah.
So to do the show, we are pre-recording so that I can drink beer after 5.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it smells good.
It does smell good.
It smells very malty, a little yeasty.
Yeah, you can smell the yeast in there for sure.
It's a slight bit of hops, but not very strong.
It's easy drinking.
I'm ready to drink it now.
Oh, that's what we have to do now.
Let's drink it now.
Okay, so
should
we're
we
sipping
do
this
the
beer?
official Nerdbuzz
Oh,
cheer?
yes, please.
Let's do it. To all the nerds.
Through all the fuzz.
Bottoms up.
Let's get nerd buzzed. Okay. And we're clinking glasses. I'm sure you guys can hear that. So we're going to take a little sip of this beer. Island Blonde Ale. Yum. It's easy. Summer's coming, don't you think?
Oh, it's crisp.
Totally summertime.
It's malty. The yeast sits right on the back of the tongue there. Wow.
I like it.
Fine job.
It's good.
Bob Wells.
Very clean flavors.
Bob
Very,
Wells
very clean flavors.
Brewery? They're the brewer? Don Webb. Man, I'm so
Don
close.
Webb.
So close.
So close. He wasn't close at all. But I just met him like a couple times, and he was pretty excited about what we're doing. And so we'll have some beer shows, Lift Your Spirits, and we'll bring them back on 6 weeks later.
That would be awesome.
I know.
I'd be totally into it. I met him one time at a kickoff event for a local thing going on here, and talked to him about all his different beers, and his wife was super helpful and friendly and hooked me up with like 4 different beers. It was awesome.
There you go.
So.
Friendly people. That's what we like. And so the show consists of sipping beer and then telling stories about what else, Jeremiah?
Whatever nerdy thing we want to talk about.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
So what did you guys give me as nerd homework?
We did give you nerd homework.
Yes. What was it?
We had you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm so pleased that I chose that movie. It was even today during my day job, a lady came in and she just raved about
Spontaneously
it.
brought up.
Yep, I didn't bring it up or nothing, and she
Yep.
brought up the movie and was excited that it's out now. You can watch the second one, and
Song came over the radio that was on her
Yes,
playlist
that's what
from the movie.
yeah.
Sing one of those songs. Give me some of the songs.
Oh my god!
Some people that aren't nerds who don't know.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Hooked on it? Yeah,
Yeah,
enough of
right?
that.
Exactly.
All those 70s
That's why
love
we're
songs.
podcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed the movie. Like I said, it did take me 5 times to sit down and actually watch it because I don't like to sit still very long. But then you told me to have a beer with it, so that helped.
Yeah, always have a beer with it.
So I had a beer, and then I watched the movie, and I liked the ending. And you're right. There's another one that comes out today,
Yes.
and you're pretty excited.
Oh, I'm chomping at the bit. I'm gonna go see it today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they're both looking at me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
did
too.
you see the? I could feel the seriousness about it coming
Oh,
from you.
yes, totally.
Yeah.
This is the day. All right. So you drink some beer, Cinco de Mayo, and then you're going to go watch the movie.
Yep. And then you can listen to our show. Go to nerdbuzz.com and we will review the movie and drink more beer and talk about it.
And I was on 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So if you want to see me slowly drink beer that's 10%
Yes.
over an hour period of time,
Watch it work.
Yep. Episode 75.
it was a lot of fun.
It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. And it's a rare treat for us to have a lady in the nerd room.
Yeah.
Anybody out there that's a real nerd knows it's a treat to get to sit next to a lady. So we appreciate it, Dena.
And your wife was on me before that, so you got some party started like it's like the Nerdist.
Yes.
You should
Yeah.
get T-shirts for the Nerdist.
I
women.
am going to make a Nerdist t-shirt now. And I'm going to take all the credit for coming up with that when I give it to my wife.
Okay. Then. All right. I won't say a word unless she listens to my radio show. Then never mind. But yeah. So we were talking about. So Camano Island has a new brewery. We also have El Spike down in Stanwood that
Yep.
we really love, and they're going to start their own brewery.
They have started it. They are brewing. They just haven't gotten production yet or released yet. So.
And I think they have to get some permits and things, but they'll be on the
Probably.
island.
Yes.
And they're located. El Spike is located in Stanwood, and they all have brewers' nights. And what I'm so excited about Camano Island is they're going to have music and some movie nights, and we'll have places to hang out. My next guest, we just came back from there, and it's like seeing a family reunion
Yes.
again. Finally,
Oh, totally. Yeah. Like the Cheers.
like Cheers.
Yes.
And I do miss Collective on Tap, but Collective on Tap is in Woodinville now. They kind of switched places. They're in Woodinville, and Naked City's here on the island. Not here because I'm not there, but it is my island.
Close enough.
But it's nice to have that place where we can hang out again, and it's a social hub. It's Terry's Corner, Camano Island, and if you haven't been there, it's a great day to go out and have lunch, have a beer, go to state parks, and then we have some events coming up too. We'll talk about later. So let's see. What I want to talk about now is how did you become a nerd? How do you know
Oh my
you're a
God.
nerd?
I was born a nerd.
Yeah.
Pretty hardcore. My first nerdy thing. I think it was either Voltron or He-Man.
Oh, probably Voltron for me.
Yeah.
And what age were you?
Oh God, what was Voltron?
7.
Oh
6,
yeah, I was gonna
7.
say 5, 7,
6,
something like that.
yeah.
Really, really young. We started really young.
Yeah.
So
We're diehard nerds.
so I'm just, because I never call myself a nerd, but I, like, sometimes if my computer breaks down, I go to this bar in Everett and I pull out it's a computer nerd place.
Yeah.
You know what it's called?
I
Talking about
don't
the
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just so friendly, and they help me, and it's just a nice place to do some work after, about 5 o'clock. And if I have some issues, they come up and they help me. But is that a nerd?
Oh yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
The computer nerds?
Yes.
Well, it's away from keyboard is what AFK stands for, so I should hope so.
Oh, say it. What's
Yeah.
it for?
Away from keyboard.
Man, I'm learning so much. I learned so much in the show last time. And when you were talking about all these remote control things and all the
Video games.
you saw it's online, so you can actually see my head go, what, what?
Yeah.
So when you were talking about your son playing Call of Duty for you,
Oh yeah,
so if he was to just drop the controller and walk away and your character's just standing there, I'd be away from keyboard.
okay, that would be away from the keyboard. And I'll tell that short story is that my son used to let me play against his friends, but yet he was doing it. And so, like I said, they thought I was the coolest mom ever because I was wiping everybody out. But I wasn't even playing. I was probably in the other room going, look at me, I'm killing you now. But they didn't care. They thought I was winning them. So I was very popular because guess what? I knew how to play video games, which I didn't. So we're going to take our first break. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie. And joining me in the studio, I was going to say this morning, but it is evening because we're trying some beers out tonight on location close to Stanwood, Washington. I have Marcus Ellinger and Jeremiah Johnson, Nerdbuzzed.com.
Yes.
And I was on their show a couple weeks ago. And we had an amazing, fun time. Some technical difficulties when somebody walks by and knocks the camera down.
Yeah, it was
Van
our first.
Connor.
It was our first live audience, which was also awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Recorded before a live audience. I should have said that.
And the whole time, you know what he was doing? He was trying to give us feedback on, like, the questions of who nerd guy did this or
Yeah,
that.
I know, it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
I almost swung the mic around to him.
Exactly. He would have loved that too, by the way. So, as you're doing the show, let's see, with the beer, what have you learned that you like the most so far, beer-wise?
Beer-wise, it really opened up my palate to a lot of different styles that I didn't care for because I traditionally did not like reds. And we found a couple of reds that I've totally dug. And we found a nice barley wine. In fact, we got the bottle right over here that he likes
I do.
a lot.
And I'm not a barley wine fan.
And
Yeah.
who's that from?
It's from Rogue Brewing. It's the XS Old Crustacean.
Ooh, give them 2 thumbs up.
Yes.
You know why?
They can clearly get 2 thumbs up.
Because they do everything organic and
Yes.
green.
Yes,
and they're
and
amazing. I met them about a year ago.
Yeah,
Nice.
they were super cool. I would say, as far as like what the bottle says and what they're promoting in their beers, it's the clearest translation of it. You pick up a Rogue bottle and read it, you're gonna drink exactly what it says.
Yeah.
I was super impressed. I have a whole new appreciation for them.
For Rogue beer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite beer? Marcus.
I think I always tend to lean for an IPA, and I have this magical ability that I don't know how it came about, but I have this ability to just reach into the beer section in the store and pull out the highest alcohol content beer that's on the shelf.
And not read the labels.
I don't even have to read it.
I do the same thing. I don't. That's what we talked about last time. You need to read the labels.
You're such a nerd.
Thank you. You know, I didn't think it was a bad thing. I'm starting to like it now. But yeah, when you, like I said, we have to make sure we eat a little bit if you're going to drink those beers, and don't drink. You can't drink a lot of them. It's just, well, you can.
You can. Maybe you shouldn't. Yeah.
Yes.
Pace yourself.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, you can always have another one. Pace yourself.
Or the next day.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite nerdiest thing, Jeremiah?
Favorite nerdiest thing?
Ooh.
Oh,
Smorgasbord.
Yeah, how much time do we have?
Right now, I'm probably just going to have to say Tomb Raider.
What's that?
Video game. Tomb Raider video game.
Okay.
Soon to
Tomb Raider.
be a
Yes.
movie.
Yeah, soon to be a movie
Yeah.
with the rebooted with not Angelina.
Yes, not Angelina Jolie anymore. She did the original ones. It'd be
I saw some
new actress.
screenshots. It looks just like the game. It's amazing.
Yes.
I am super excited for that.
Tomb Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah. My biggest nerd thing at the moment is it's also a video game, and it's called Persona 5. And if you like any sort of anime or cartoon, just like over the top, own what it is thing, it's amazing. You have to play the game.
I'm probably not going to. Okay. I will go
for
watch
everybody
a
out
movie.
there, for all the nerds listening, it's such a good game.
They get it.
Yeah. It sits at the top of my nerd pedestal for the year.
Okay, so we got our favorite beer. We got Rogue,
Well,
Tomb Raider. What was yours?
Persona 5. The nerds know what I'm talking about.
Well, you're going to help me. I'll be nerdier. And we'll have Van on your show a couple weeks from now. Nope, we'll have him on Sunday.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
be fun. Van Connor
Yeah.
will be on the show with them. So, yeah, look for that at
That was such a treat.
nerdbuzzed.com.
Yes.
yep.
It will be a lot of fun. So, let's see. We got lots of things coming up. What's your next show?
We do a show every single week.
Oh, who's on it next time? Oh, darn it. That's Van Connor.
Yes.
Never
Van will be
mind.
back, which is going to be awesome. It was so cool to hang out with him.
So, does he get to pick the beer? Or
Yeah,
do you-
that would be awesome if he did. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go
That's
shopping.
that's the whole was kind of our theme. If we had a guest, they got to bring on their favorite beer, and then
Or at
we
least
would
suggest it.
yeah, right. At least, yeah, and then we get to judge it right in front of them. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And hopefully we like it
Don't
too,
like
right?
it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he should pick his favorite beer, bring it with him. Totally excited to get all sorts of down and nerdy with Van.
Van Connor. Okay, so this is how the beer starts. I've only had one drink of this beer. Okay, so basically the show starts with us opening the beer, and then we drink it a little bit.
Yep.
And slowly as you watch it, you're a little bit sillier and maybe a little bit more
Yeah.
outgoing.
We get buzzed. The buzzed part of Nerd Buzz starts to come in.
So what we're going to do is have another drink of our beer.
Yep.
Okay.
I was
then-
supposed to wait.
This is almost gone. So you two are going to take the show over for the next 5 minutes while I drink a beer.
Oh, wow. Alrighty.
Wow. Okay. What should we get nerdy about, Jeremiah? What's our most exciting thing? I guess to be relevant with what's going on with the show,
Yes.
it should be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, of course.
Don't you think so?
Yes.
So, what's the best part of Guardians of the Galaxy? Why should people be obsessed with it?
Dude, Guardians of the Galaxy is so playful in everything it does.
It is.
I love that about it. It's got this playful air, yet this serious tone to it.
Totally.
And I totally dig that.
And I think it's also a good transition nerd thing for everybody that like is an old school nerd like us, and maybe you're bringing new school nerds into the scene. It's such a gateway, awesome transition for everything nerdy. Anybody that used to be a nerd, you'll watch it and appreciate all the classic stuff that comes up in it.
It was kind of funny that you talk about the old school nerd because Van,
Yeah.
he's bringing the stuff up. It's like, okay, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're talking about, like in depth.
Yes.
It's
He
like,
is old school nerd.
I know those references barely.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the best things about Guardians of the Galaxy is so worth the soundtrack.
Oh, dude, the soundtrack is money.
Yes, buy the soundtrack and watch the movie. Please watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, so what's the new soundtrack?
I don't know. I'm
You have
really
a taste of
excited.
that, or-
It's the mixtape Volume 2. And we don't know what it is yet. They haven't released it yet. But as soon as they do, I'm snatching that up.
It's all 70s, or you think it'll...
I have no idea. I'm assuming it's going to be around the same era. But I don't know what the songs are.
Okay.
I'm really, really excited for it, though.
You saw the movie, like when you finally opened the package, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what that was. That was mixtape volume 2.
Yeah, if you buy the soundtrack for the first movie, it's mixtape volume 1. It is that is the tape he's listening to in the movie that you get for the soundtrack. And so when he opens it at the end of the movie, it's mixtape 2.
And they've announced that they are releasing it on a cassette too.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's so cool. I'm buying it.
You guys got to bring it up with Van because he's still for cassettes. I mean, that's how he got started, just
Yeah.
cassettes, you know.
I don't even have a cassette player. I'm going to buy the cassette. I want
he's
it.
probably got
It's
25.
going on the nerd shelf.
And then what are those little things? Not
Walkman?
fanny,
That's a
Walkman.
Walkman.
We
Yeah, it
said
wasn't a fanny pack. Yeah.
I said Walkman.
You could put a Walkman in a fanny pack.
Yes.
you know,
That's
if
what
you
we
wanted.
did.
Why
We
would you do
did
that? I don't know, but yeah.
So if you haven't seen the movie, you got to watch that part where the guy's like so like tough and he's got a fanny pack. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, a Walkman. Yeah.
And he's twirling and dancing with goofy animals and
I don't know if you could be tough with a fanny pack, can you? That takes a really tough person. That's an impressive person that can pull that off. I'm just saying.
Who could do? I think The Rock could do it.
Vin Diesel and The Rock.
yeah. They can do it.
Just visualize that while
Yeah.
you're driving down the road.
Yeah.
Well, I had a lot of fun.
What are you looking
I'm
at?
looking
My
forward
fanny
to.
pack?
Okay. Do you have one? Okay. Let's get one before the next show. So I'm so glad that you guys. I don't know what happened. I had an intuitive little hunch to give you a call. Or maybe I just text you, Marcus, love your studio. Let's do a show there.
Yeah, that was what you said. Yeah, I love your studio, and I just grinned from ear to ear when you said that.
And when I get an aha moment, it happened really quick, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, it snowballed. It was super cool. I'm glad we got to convert you over to a little bit of nerdiness.
And now we have some videos, so I can kind of watch what's going on instead of just listen. And you're helping me with my show.
Yes. Yeah. I look forward to maybe getting to help you a little more in the future.
Thank you. Yeah, you will. And so what we're going to do is take another break, and then Marcus does lots of things. So you're going to come back after the break. Thank you, Jeremiah. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us this morning. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie, and in the studio, on location, in Stanwood, Washington, right?
Yes.
Lake Ketchum. Joining us again, coming back as my co-host, Marcus Ellinger.
So flattered.
And we've been drinking beer, so let's see how this works. But it is 6 o'clock. It's not 8 a.m., and we're actually doing this before 8 a.m. Okay?
Yes.
And
Or
you
after,
do
I
a
guess.
lot of things. You've already been on the show.
Yep.
And what you were on the show for maybe last year.
Yep, I was.
What do you
For
do?
my day job.
What's your day job?
So during the day, I am a glass artist. I blow glass with my dad at a company called Glass Quest. Check us out online, glassquest.com. You can like us on Facebook, see all of our art there if you go to our website. And I get to work with my dad all day, which is actually pretty awesome because I think I have to say my dad's probably my best friend. So it's super cool.
It is super cool.
We get along really, really well.
You did talk about him wearing spandex or something. What did you tell?
Yes. He has horrible fashion sense. He's going to appreciate me bringing this up, right? It's a good thing he's not here. We did talk him out of sweatpants. He was the biggest sweatpants guy for the longest time, but he doesn't wear them anymore.
Okay, but it's comfortable.
Yeah, right? He
Okay.
probably,
He's looking for comfort.
if you listen before the break, he probably wore a fanny pack.
In the olden days.
Yeah.
In the olden days, that's what we did. So, okay, you do Glass Quest, but what do we have coming up? Do you know what we have coming up?
Oh, I
Mother's
know.
Day weekend?
Yes.
How many times have you done
We are
that?
currently getting amped up for it. We have the Mother's Day weekend studio tour for Camino Island. I think maybe we're the only actual Stanwood studio on the tour.
I think, no, we got, really? I think
There's galleries and other people involved
you're right,
too. Yeah,
you're
but I think as
right.
far as the actual working studio, don't quote me on that, but I think it's true.
It is true.
And it's the 19th annual one, and it's really awesome. There's over 30 different artists that everybody does different mediums of art, and you're supposed to be able to go to their studios and actually watch them in their creative environment, creating their art. It's really cool.
And I've done it for, 5 years. And the first year I volunteered. So I got to go around and take photos of every artist. That's how I got to know everybody.
Nice.
And then your place is the best place to go.
Oh, thank you. Flattered again. So full of
I
compliments.
don't mean to do it, but it's interactive and everyone's having a good time and the kids can watch and there's music playing and you say, name that tune or something, and then they get a little glass.
Oh, they do. They get a glass pebble. Yes.
And I was trying to cheat the whole time, like, Jimi Hendrix, Jimi Hendrix.
We do. We play music the whole time. And if you guess the song, we'll hook you up with a prize.
And they're blowing, for Glass Quest, Northwest Glass Quest, you do the globes. Is it globes or floats?
Floats. Yeah.
Floats. And so that's in February. You can come to the island in February and watch them do that. And then we hide the plastic clue balls all over the island in Stanwood. Tell people about that.
That's super cool. It was kind of one of our ways to get a little more activity in the community during the cold months, because everybody knows it gets cold, you start hibernating, right? And so it's a way to get everybody to go out there and check out different businesses in the community. We make different floats and glass balls, super cool, all colorful, and you find these little plastic balls in the different businesses that participate, and which gets you out there to check out all the different businesses. Every single year, somebody comes up to me and tells me about a business that's in town, really local here, that's been there for like 20 years, and they never even knew it was there. And because of the Glass Quest event, they're now going to keep going back there. And and being a patron of the establishment. It's pretty cool.
And I can tell you, I helped save that event, and it was the best thing I've ever did, because February, we have the state parks. They made more money in February than in July for crab season on park passes.
Oh, yeah. It's huge for the parks.
It's amazing. And everyone's outside with their families, and it's interactive. And again, the businesses are involved, but I think it's just February. Like, you're right. Everyone's hibernating.
Yeah. No, it's just that time of the year where you don't want to step outside.
It's probably the third week.
Yeah, middle of the month.
Middle of the month of February, you can go to
I believe it's
Northwest Glass Quest?
President's Day weekend. Yeah, the Great NW glassquest.com. And then come out to the studio tour. It's Mother's Day weekend, and then they also have an encore weekend, which is May 21st. It starts the Mother's Day party on Camino Island starts the 12th, and if you come out, there's so much going on. We have the Mother's Day tour, Mother's Day sale. That's at CWB.org. You can get a free Mother's Day sale on a sailboat from Center for Wooden Boats in Seattle. They bring out all these sailboats. I brought my grandson for the last 5 years. And you're going to make a toy boat. But the island is full of things to do Mother's Day weekend. So I say island time is just a short drive away. Give your mom the gift of island time. I made that up. But joining us also in the studio is Dave Baggenstos. Was that close?
It was very close.
Okay, what's your name? What's your last name?
Baggenstos.
And what does it mean?
It means to behead someone with a garden spade.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And if you know Dave, that's not who he is at all. He's the kindest, gentlest man you've ever met.
I don't know. No, he does. He's a super nice guy.
So we'll start your segment with this. How did you like the beer?
The beer was delicious. It was very, very good. Just as good as the beer we had before we came here.
And
Oh, I think somebody just let something slip.
We had to stop by and get the beer at the brewery.
Yes, the brewery.
And they had the most amazing food.
The food was delicious. The cheese, double cheese.
And the help, I mean, the staff there, they were so sweet to us. But anyways, if you want to go out there, what do you think? It's nakedcitybrewing.com?
I would assume.
I assume that's.
I'm gonna look at the can now.
Oh, the can.
Maybe it's on there somewhere.
No, we had to stop by and eat some dinner.
See it.
And we stopped in, and they were kind enough to give us the beer for the show. But it is this is a summertime beer. This is the kind of beer you want to drink when you're
nice and light,
going to the beach and having a barbecue.
Yeah.
Camino Island. So, David, what is it that you do?
I'm a guide at Canopy Tours Northwest. So a zipline guide.
So how many times have I zipped with you?
2 or 3. We've been out a few times.
So what was, one of the, there's 2 that I really remember. The one in the dark with the moon?
The harvest moon, the giant moon.
The blood red
eclipse.
moon.
Yeah, the blue moon. That was fun. Yeah.
And it was around Halloween time. And if I didn't trust David, I would have been really afraid.
So at nighttime?
At night,
okay.
in the dark.
Yeah.
And when you start, you can still see a little bit. But halfway through, you're like, nope, I can't see a darn thing. And then you hit the brake part, and you don't know if it's a tree or another person. But, it was a lot of fun. And we were with a kid and his dad, and we had spiders in the tree. So that was Halloween. And then I do have a great photo of us and a film crew. So I was the director of downtown Snohomish, director of Camino Island. I've been a director of a lot of places. Tourism. And they had a film crew come out for the Cascade Loop. And I'm on an ad or commercial somewhere. And then we had to zip over and over again. Mm-hmm. And you were part of that. I manifested a film crew on Camino Island to follow me around for 2 days.
I still haven't seen that video.
I am going to find it, and we're going to look at it. But we got to zip 3 or 4 lines a couple times, I think, and have the film crew come through. And then you work with Kyle Bingham, who's been on the show lots.
Yes.
And now Luke Dawson, who's a
Yes.
friend of mine. So what's your favorite thing about working there?
My absolute favorite thing is taking guests out for the first time, and they're either experiencing a bucket list item, so just going for something that is really outside their comfort zone. They may be just looking for something to do with family members. It could be a reunion, siblings being separated for 30 years. I've experienced that a couple times. Celebration of life. I've actually had a couple of those, very powerful, where folks come out to celebrate the life of a loved one that's passed.
Wow.
And so experiencing the zip for the first time, the flora and the fauna for the first time. People come out from all over the country. I remember a couple times where we're walking between lines 2 and 3. You know, the little forest trail.
Yeah, we
It's
walked together.
Only
Yeah.
about 10 minutes. It was really beautiful, real wide trail. That's wood chips, very comfortable. And this group is all from out of town, 10 people, and we're walking and talking, you know, very, very light, great, and everyone stops, and it's something very, very intense. We all look down, and there's a big banana slug.
Okay.
And people break out the cameras and take pictures.
And that guy starts
ask
singing with
questions.
it.
Yeah.
He's the Guardian of the
is
Galaxy.
that because they're like,
Never seen it before.
yeah.
Wow.
I can't tell you how many people I've had that I've known that really they only live as far away as like maybe Seattle, right? But when they come up to Stanwood and Camino, there's so much nature and wildlife out here that they're like dumbfounded the instant they see it. They just have to soak it in.
Mhm.
Yeah. I went out, I actually got to do the zip line. We went out and did it. It was really cool. The lady, you guys participate in the Great Northwest Glass Quest.
Oh,
You do
I've
the
done
ball
that.
hunt.
I've done that for years. That's with my dad.
Yeah.
From the beginning, I remember coming out, seeing you and your dad.
Yeah, and they hooked us up with a run through. We got to zip. Am I using that right?
Yeah.
Zip
Awesome.
on.
Awesome.
What did you think?
I thought it was super fun. It's really, really cool. I already talked about how big of a nerd I am, and it's probably as close as I'll ever get to being like a superhero that gets to fly. It's that cool.
So for you, it was more just a cool experience. There wasn't a apprehension, bucket list, adrenaline thing. It was more just a cool.
Oh
flying
yeah,
in the
for sure.
trees.
Yeah, no, it was awesome to zip, man.
Mhm.
I love that we call it zip. That's totally what it is. It was really cool. It made you totally feel like a superhero when you're flying through. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it, and so that's my favorite thing is experiencing it over and over through other people's eyes. They're there for different reasons. They have different sort of relationship with it, and I get to facilitate that a little bit and experience it through others.
We're going to take another break, and we're going to talk more about Canopy Tours when we come back. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits with Dena Marie, and we are on location. It's about 6:30. What do you think? 6:30 at night right now?
I think about that. It's
So-
about 12 ounces.
12 ounces into
Yeah,
it.
for me.
So we're doing a Nerdbuzz show, and we invite you to go to nerdbuzz.com.
Please do.
And you can see something 2 weeks back that we did together, or check out this coming Monday.
Yes. Every Monday we release a new episode.
And we are going to taste the beer one more time with David.
Yes.
Clink, clink, glasses, clink, clink.
Like,
And we're going to talk about who they are and why they're so awesome.
We are drinking what is the actual beer called? Easy Island Blonde Ale. It's a 5% beer. It's an ale, and it's super good, super refreshing. And it came from Naked City Brewing, and you can check them out at
It's not drunk, it's drink.
okay, drink.nakedcity.beer, which is awesome. I really want to emphasize that it's .beer, not .com, and I'm super jealous. That's really cool.
And you can like their Facebook page, and they're posting a bunch of stuff about the island right now, Camino Island, and what they're going to do for the Mother's Day tour. And if you haven't been to the Camino Commons, Terry's Corner,
Yep.
that's a great place to hang out. You got Freedom Park, you got the bakery, you've got something to eat, you got a beautiful library. It's a nice community, and it's like Dave, we just went, and we ran into all these people we knew. That's why I like it.
I like it there for that reason as well.
So talk about his experience at your place.
At my place, at the glass shop.
My experience at your place
Yeah.
was awesome because my dad and I spent so much time looking for the clue balls.
Yeah.
And we had geocached maybe at the beginning we had maybe 200-300. And so we had a little bit of experience, and we went out. We finally found the clue ball, and we came out to your place, and it was just really cool to see your dad doing what he does. The next year we saw both of you. We caught both of you doing that, and the next year we didn't find a clue ball, and it was kind of down to the wire. and there was some pressure on to get
Yeah,
this thing from our mom. You've probably heard this story before.
From multiple people, right? Yeah.
So we came out to your place and or your dad's place, went into the backyard. There were clue balls hidden back there, and I think it was the last day or one of the last days, and we got really lucky. And
Oh, nice.
And you found one.
Yeah.
Well, last year, I went afterwards and went to the state park, and I found one because I couldn't
there's always the
participate. I couldn't participate because I was kind of part of it, and I didn't want to think people I was cheating.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't want to cheat.
I didn't cheat, but I found it at Al Halverson's spot. But it's like they kept saying, "Look for an owl. Look for an owl." A-L, not O-W-L.
Which park?
Camino State Park, Camino Island. And I was like looking for an owl, calling all the park rangers. There's got to be an owl in that park. No, it's A-L. So I took a walk and found him. And I got one. Yeah.
Nice.
I got a couple from you guys.
That's like a lucky few because the event has gotten so big now that we tried to like crunch numbers on it and stuff. But it's like the amount of people that show up for the event, it's down to like a 3% of the people that are showing up that actually find them.
And I have a lot of people just say they love finding the island, like you were talking about, coming out here, seeing the beauty. And Christopherson Farm is one of those places that they have such high integrity. Mm-hmm. And what's going on at the farm is amazing, and the zip lining is there. But they're going to do team building?
Team building. The team building program will launch in June of this year, and we'll be serving corporate clients, really any group or organization that is seeking ways of understanding how they can improve their performance and relationship.
And I was talking to you about doing something with a family. I brought families out there where the parents don't really talk to their kids, and then by the time they're done, they feel, even couples, I mean, they feel better because they did something active together, and it's an amazing experience. I mean, every time I go out there, I have to face my fears too. That one ending thing down the bat pole.
The dais, yeah.
I don't like it very much.
That was awesome. I love bat pole.
I hate
it's
bat
so
pole.
superhero. That thing was awesome. Sewer lid, Ninja Turtles, Batman, Batcave, like all that stuff. Totally.
I'm hugging the tree, okay? Yeah. The first time. The fifth time, he's like, come on, Dena, you can do this. And I'm not afraid. I was really afraid. I mean, I had to breathe, anxiety, and I'm over it now. But that was, for some reason, I feel like as a kid, someone threw me down the bat pole. I'm sure my brothers, they probably threw me down the bat pole. I was hanging on for dear life. But that's what I get out of the zipping is people are team building. Even if you don't know anybody and you're by yourself, like with the crew, they were having so much fun, the film crew.
There's something about having a shared adventure and that's just at the cusp of your comfort zone or just outside the comfort zone, and sharing that really kind of strips people of, kind of what you sort of put on to relate to one another. You're kind of present and naked.
Yeah.
Try to tie it together.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to get closer doing something like sharing something like zipping together. We have groups where there might be 3 or 4 different groups zipping together in a tour, and they don't know one another. They're from all over.
Yeah.
By the end, they have shared emails. They're sharing pictures. They'll probably stay in contact for who knows how long because they bonded over this shared adventure.
Yeah. When we went with my family, right? So there's like, I want to say 3 or 4 of us or something, but then we got grouped with some other people, right? And when we went through, those other people, and one of the people that was with us were the timid, like, I'm really nervous. I'm not so sure about this. We're high up and we're going to zip, right? It's an intense word. It's got a Z. And, and so, but they were all a little apprehensive about it. But by the end, I knew all their names, and we were like holding each other's cell phones and taking pictures of everybody. Cause at the beginning, you're all nervous and kind of shaky. But by the time you get to that second platform, you're beaming from ear to ear.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, it was really
when
cool.
When does that happen? In 2 hours, you stripped all that. You're just your friends.
Totally.
Together.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. It was really cool.
And you can buy it as a gift, get gift certificates, and you don't have to come out for Mother's Day, but you could buy her the gift of zipping and come out some other time and hit a state park. There's 2 of them that are amazing: Camino Beach State Park, Camino Island State Park. You can come to Glass Quest.
Yeah.
Like you guys are working all the time year round.
We are full-time artists.
Full-time
so we're
artists.
super wealthy. Let me put it that way, right? Yeah. We do it because we love it.
Do you have a workshop class where people can come in?
We do. We offer classes. I actually just did a class before I showed up here. and it's $80 a person. You get to come in, you get to play with some glass. We kind of run into that same scenario where people are a little apprehensive and nervous about it, but by the end of it, everybody's totally having a good time. It's a little party, and you get to learn something about glass. You come away with a whole new appreciation for glass art.
Oh, it's amazing. And you can buy online too, glassquest.com.
Yep, go to glassquest.com. All the info's on that first homepage.
Is it Canopy Tours NW?
Yes.
Yay. But you can also see me doing this. Oh, wait, you can't see me. But anyways, Luke and I are on the commercials. And if you watch TV and you see a zip lining commercial, Canopy Tours Northwest, you might see me.
You see you in the office.
You see me in the office.
That picture is in the office.
Over and over and over again. It scares me. Run, Dena Marie. But we also have some farm dinners coming up.
Farm to table dinners every month, beginning May 20th. They are 5-course dinners. I think the capacity is about 42, and they do sell out. It's about a 3-hour experience. We have 2.
I would think 5 courses. You don't want to eat them too fast.
No.
It's not like
we have local wineries and wine samples paired with each course.
Oh, cool.
Or beer. We had Scuttlebutt.
Awesome.
Recently. So that
local breweries and wineries, and we also have the island is really good about supporting locals. So we have Island Harvest, we have Ananda Farms. We do our best. Del Fox, I guess. Naked City Brewing is actually buying from the island.
The chefs do their very best to only source locally.
Gotta love Camano Island and the little town of Stanwood that you drive through. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But Elspike. Okay, you gotta go there. So let's see. Any parting words, David?
Play hard, play safe, play fair.
And be kind.
Especially to others.
That's right.
Be kind to others. And yourself.
And yourself.
Right?
That's important, yeah.
That's why I'm being kind to myself.
Let's do our little
this whole episode. Cheers again.
Cheers. I'm feeling close to you guys.
Thanks.
Jeremiah, he's still with us. So,
co-host and producer.
Let's plug your Nerd Buzz one more time.
So please go to nerdbuzzed.com where you can listen to any episode of Nerdbuzzed, and you can do it 100% free. And we do a new episode every single Monday and post it up there. We always talk about something nerdy, whatever the nerdy thing is we want, video games, cartoons, superheroes, you name it. We like to talk about it. And we actually love to have the listeners fuel our nerd fire a little bit. So if there's a beer you want us to drink, or there's a nerdy topic you'd love to hear our opinion on, we would love to share it with you. So please do that.
And I invite everyone to come out to the studio tour Mother's Day weekend, May 12th, 13th, and 14th, and the encore weekend is May 20th to the 21st. You can go to my archives, and I have like 3 or 4 shows. Marcus is on, I think, 2. Your dad's probably on 3. Yeah. Linda Dimitri. And I have to say Linda Dimitri. Let's bring up the schoolhouse at the end of the island. I hate to mention Mabana because it's my favorite place to go, and I don't want too many people going there. But she's the most amazing woman, and she's got the schoolhouse there. That's where her studio is. And I could go on and on. You got Dan Kaufman at Freedom Park. Name a few.
Of all
Carla
the other
Matzke.
artists?
Oh,
there's so many artists. There really are. And really, the tour that you're speaking of is, I cannot think of a better way to go and experience all the different arts. You get to experience them in their environment where they come up with the art. You get to see what inspires them and what motivates them and how it actually works. It's pretty cool. And
I watched Carla Matzke at the Sculpture Park, Matzke Fine Art Gallery. And when somebody actually purchases from the person in front of them, that means something. That's like something tangible that you're bringing home that has meaning, instead of like buying something from Ross, I don't know, Target or something that you have no idea where that stuff
None of them
came
are
from.
Sponsors.
No, they're not sponsors. But the studio tour for me, I'm so glad I volunteered because I got to meet the most amazing, kind, gentle people. And it was Linda Dimitri's like, Dena, she meets me the first time. She goes, I have a beach. Would you like to visit it? And I'm like, yes. So the other day, who was I hanging out with? Her and her dog. I mean, 5 years later, I have these relationships with these artists that, I mean, I can't name them all. There's just too many, but the studio tour is a great way to maybe purchase something for mom that's meaningful. And I can go off about energy and how it matters. Buying local beer, supporting a locally owned restaurant, zipping, doing something active with your family. Because guess what? TVs, I don't like them.
Yeah, and you have to zip. Come on. Everybody wants to fly. It's the closest thing you're going to get to flying, right?
That's right.
Zip on.
Yeah, totally.
And that's what they do. Zip on. And they name your name. Everybody has to know everyone's name at the end.
That's right.
Because you have to remember, I don't know how you guys do that.
you tie it in with something that I was meaning. But every time someone zips, it's line one, Dena zipping, line one, Marcus zipping.
Yeah, I remember having to do that. Really, by the end, like when we went, what did you call it again? Where you drop down?
It's the dais. That's the device that lowers you about 50
when
feet.
we did that, we all knew each other's names. When we got to the end, there was hugging that was involved, and we all shook hands, and like it was awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
It was really cool. Totally this bonding experience between strangers.
It's a 2.5 to 3 hour retreat.
Yeah.
And then again, I'll plug the island one more time. Go out to a beach, sit on it, and do nothing with your family. Pick up some shells, and there's whale watching going on, eagles flying overhead. I love Camino. I was thinking of leaving it one time. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. So I want you to go to SeattleAwakenings.com. You can see what's going on with the magazine. You can read it online or get your tangible copy at East West Bookshop, your local library. Super supplements? Oops. The beer's starting to kick in. But guess what? It's 7 o'clock now, and I'm going to go home. All right. You're listening to Lift Your Spirits. Join us next week for more people, places, and activities that will lift your spirits.